Champ and Contender podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Champ and Contender podcast. My name is Joseph J. Jones.
My name is Fabian Collymore.
I'm a singer-songwriter.
And I'm an ex-athlete for Great Britain.
And we interview the champs and the contenders of this world, all the way from my little pub in my back garden, the Champ and Contender. We're a pop culture show. And we interview musicians, we interview artists, we interview boxers, athletes, grime artists. And speaking of grime, we've got one of the guys that was there from the very beginning with a camera and videographer to all the grime stars, really. Listen, none other than Risky Roadz. How you doing, Rooney?
Yeah, nice one, mate. All good. Glad to be here.
Oh, mate, we've got a bit of a history, really. We were just talking about it off the podcast. Well, it's a bit of a niche thing, but I used to do these caricatures called the Gimps.
That's it.
And then I gimped you, and we always sort of, we weren't like talking, but we stayed in contact.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. I always appreciate it when, you connect with someone for reasons, innit? And, and when someone's a good person, you can tell.
Oh, massively. I've never met him. And as soon as I see him, I was like, oh, mate, yeah, this is me kid and all that. No, it's like, oh, brilliant. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's mad how it all works out. But that was my WhatsApp picture for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I love that picture. Still, yeah.
We'll have to try and
get my favourites on my phone.
Oh, mate. I'd love to get them all back on the go, just get the scene going.
Yeah, do a collection of them.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Gimps later. This is all
you should do someone when they come in here and then get them to sign it, and then you got a collection of them on the wall.
Do you know what?
Who said that? Someone said that, didn't they?
Manager, didn't she? Yaz said it. She said...
Even for your own personal,
Yeah. Because what we do at the end of every show, we get you to write a message to the champ, and then we get a photo with you, and we're making a scrapbook of it and all that. Nice, yeah. So... But yeah, I should have just done it. She said to do that.
You still got you got to go back 12 episodes, 15 episodes.
Yeah. We actually said it. Listen.
Well, you do the party for the series wrap, then get them all there and everyone will sign them.
Mate, let's do it. For those who don't know you, Rooney, tell us who you are and what you do.
So, basically I'm director, videographer, one of the first people to film Grime. Picked up a camera first in 2004. My nan lent me the money for a camera, and then years later, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, but my nan, I paid it back in different ways.
Yeah.
But she, her and my mum are the earliest investors in Grime, I should say, really, because they got me my camera and got me a computer and all that to kind of start filming. So I was working in Rhythm Division at the time.
Right.
So that was how it came about, because, you grow up, you listen to pirate radio.
Yeah.
All the voices and whatever. And I started DJing and got a little job in Rhythm Division, Saturday job.
Right.
And I remember being in there and you used to hear the MCs and you hear their voices and think, oh, that's so-and-so. And I said to Sparky, he was a manager in there at the time, is that whoever? They're Frisco or Hyper? Yeah, that's them. Oh, okay. I thought, if I want to know what they look like everyone does. And that was how the idea come around, really. A couple of my pals had already started filming. Ratty was doing Lord of the Decks, and Troy, he'd done A+, he'd done Jammer's Birthday Bash. He'd filmed this set at Deja and all that. So you'd started to see something, but there was still that whole mystique of what, and there were the people that I wanted to find and the stories that I wanted to delve into, and that's how it all come around. I got my nan lent me the money for the camera, went down to Curry's, got it, designed this little cover. My DJ name at the time was Risky, so my initial was RSK, Y on the end. I was like, we're going out on the road, Risky Road, done this creepy kind of thing, went into Mark Sparky, said, look, I've designed this, what do you think? He's like, I ain't got a clue about it. I said, no, don't worry about that, I'll do all that. Obviously the artist, because you've sold their music for how many years? And then that's how it started. That was Risky Roadz.
Amazing. What camera was you using when you...
Camcorder.
Really?
Literally one you take on holiday, the Samsung camcorder.
Yeah. Wow.
And then Risky Roadz 2, we upgraded, I got this.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the famous one I always see.
Yeah. But the very first one was a little camcorder, handy cam. I think it was there was one in there and it was 250 quid. And I said to me, Nan, look, I need 250 quid for this camera. She was like, I ain't going to be much cop for 250 quid. It's 300 quid. So I was like, get the better one. So, and then that was it. It's just literally it's been on show at Somerset House and all sorts of stuff, that little camcorder.
Yeah. History in that, mate.
And then this one obviously is the one that stepped up they shot some TV shows with this one back in the day, and so you kind of leveled up on the second one.
Yeah.
And, like Skepta's videos and all that shot with this. But yeah, mad
Quality.
I was probably one of those kids that was in my bedroom, listening to it on the radio with the aerial plugged in. Like, what do these guys look like? And the only time I was able to see them was go into the young man stand in the Palace Pavilions and stuff like that. It was like, wow, these guys are like superstars to me.
Yeah.
And then obviously seeing the DVDs and everything was like the moment where you think, these guys are actually real.
It's true, because it's like, I say it all the time, like, I suppose kids like growing up, you know, like at school and all that, they might have posters of whatever band on their walls and all that. Like that ones of them, we used to have all the flyers on the walls, and it was like Pay As You Go and Nasty Crew was like the ones that they was like your people growing up that you listened to, you know, like obviously Old School Garage started it all for me, you know, like the tape packs and whatever that gets you in, and then obviously the music starts to change, and then Pay As You Go, Nasty, they kind of took you into that world. It's such a, like, for me, because I mean my taste in music was bizarre as a 14-year-old. Like I was into like Sinatra and all that stuff, and I did all jazz music and things like that, but my hero was Mike Skinner. So it was such a diverse way of thinking, and what I always took from it was like, with what you're saying, like that synthetic of what grime was, I loved what that looked like, and I loved what that sort of felt like, you know, like it was like, not, I don't want to say like slapdash, because it wasn't that, but there was something like, this is from the street, this is what it is. This it represented us, I think, you know what I mean, innit? Because like we always say, you got something to say growing up, you know, and you got different struggles, and when you got an artist or music that kind of lends itself to the struggles that you might be going through, you're gonna gravitate to it. It's like, oh, you're not on your own. Do you know what I mean? It's like that whole, and you got to say. So people are saying it
massively. When we was in school and that, I mean, we'd all be standing around in the couldn't rap for shit. Do you know what I mean? But we stand around in the, you know, in the field and all that, like doing the rap battles and whatever. And it's just sort of when, like, what am I? I'm 91. So when I was in secondary school, 2002, 2007. So like year 10 and that, you would have got Skepta and all them guys coming about. And then it was like on your Panasonic phone, when you could just about get an image and things like that, it was weird. Your videos would come on those phones. And it was like, it's mad to think, like, all these years later, like, even, you know, you think, I don't know who's behind the camera, or I don't know these guys, like you're saying. But you're here now, you're in here, we're talking about it. You were effectively, because of that camera and your nan, you made a movement. Do you know what I mean? And everyone got to see that movement. I mean, how does that feel to you personally, to be a part of that movement? Yeah, man, it makes me feel proud. I think more so later in life, you know, like, because obviously you're growing up with your mates. Like, they rap, they do. I didn't want to DJ no more. Like, I kind of hit my pinnacle with DJing. I done a warm-up set for EZ, and I had PSG and Creed on my set, and I was like, I'm good with this, you know, like I'll tap out here while I'm like, and that was kind of like me DJing. So this kept me in the music, and then, you know, I'm just growing up with my mates, and I'm seeing my mates do these crazy things, and then I'm doing these other stuff like alongside, and I've kind of like played my part in, I suppose, early media training, because, you know, like having cameras in people's faces, it prepares people for whatever, and you're documenting part of everyone's early journeys, and and then later on, you know, being able to take them and put them into like the Museum of London and do an exhibition there, or do a project with the National Gallery, and all these different things that I've put my stamp. And it's kind of like, in a way, like when I first started, I was quite a shy kid. Like, I was never a kid who took any, but I was a bit more quiet, reserved. And then through Risky Roadz, like, you know, you kind of develop in a different way. And then I was very much behind the camera. And then later on, you're like, no, you know what, I need to. And then you put yourself in front for certain things, like even doing things like this, you know, like you're in front and you're out there. Like in the beginning, I was a bit more like, no, I don't like my voice, don't like that. And then you kind of, you know, you kind of end up being like, you know what, I need to do these certain things. So it's been a growth thing personally and on a career level, you know, and I'm proud of everything that we've all achieved, and to be able to look back on all them videos and be like, God, look at us all then. You know, it's crazy, you know, because it's like, such a, like, even for the time of movement for technology in terms of cameras and that, there's something still so cool about that texture on the screen. You know, it doesn't have to be 4K like it is now.
Exactly.
Like, to me, like, if I see something like in that 4K style now, so to speak, almost turns me off for going onto it. I don't know if that's because it's my generation, but it's like, you know, there's this sort of theatricality to just having the camcorder. Do you know what I mean? Like being a bit off the cuff and all that.
There's an intimacy, I think, with that look that we had, because it's like you're there, you're in it.
Yeah.
And obviously none of us knew what we was doing, to be quite honest. Do you know what I mean? Like I picked out a camera, press record. I've learned over the years and taught myself things, but you know, like editing and stuff like that, I taught myself from a book. So you went on YouTube in the beginning, and all these sort of things, you know, and like even the camera. Like I can't sit there and geek out with someone and be like, oh, f-stop, because like I haven't learned it like that. I've taught myself from having it in my hand and being like, right, that's a bit dark, let me raise the like, you know, like actually telling someone's a whole different ball game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's like us with a podcast though, isn't it? Like we have literally, like, from us thinking, we get a couple of mics and we just record, like, fine. Like from what we were,
can of worms.
Oh my god, trust me, mate. I don't know what I've done. I'm just about to have a little girl, and I'm like, I've just started this podcast, and it's gone in a good direction. People are coming on there, and I'm like, no one can do what I do with the audio, or like no one can do what he does with that now, because obviously they can, but like we're just so involved in
about it as well.
You get well precious about it. Look, who was your first gig, so to speak, like first freestyle that you went to go and record?
The first thing we filmed was an interview in Rhythm Division with J2K.
Right.
So Sparky rang up Jay come down, we interviewed him, and then straight after we finished Jay's interview, we went and met Rico in Bo McDonald's.
Oh wow.
And that was like, from that moment on, Risky Roadz was on its way. Wow. And then it just all started, like the word got about, people wanted to get involved, and then after Risky Roadz 1 come out, then you started to get different names, like Mike Skinner ring me up and say like he wanted to do it and things like that. It was just like bonkers, like Tim Westwood's ringing you up and things like that, and it's like, you think it's a prank call at first. Tim Westwood, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, because you've grown up listening to it, and then it kind of took you into another realm, and then you start swinging in a different, and then it just kind of like kept going.
So how old was you at this age when you was
19? 18, 19, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was at basically I went uni randomly. Pioneer was in my class at uni.
Wow.
So me and Pioneer's talking about all different stuff, music, and he worked in a record shop in Hackney. Both got a birthday on the same day as well, random. That's like, so me and him got, like, was cool, and we went to one class one day, and the teacher said something about Adobe Premiere. It's like video editing, but they never taught us that. But when they said that, I went home and downloaded Adobe Premiere. And then that started the journey. So that one tutor who just mentioned this program flailingly, kind of like, I was like, all right, that's what that's called, so I can do that now. Camera, and it kind of just, it was all meant.
You know enough about that now.
That's my life at the moment, Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh, it's the bane of all my life at the moment, I tell you.
I think it makes, like, I mean, I probably had one singing lesson, do you know what I mean? And I probably had, you know, I taught myself guitar, and I fell into that realm of, like, the artists for me, the musicians I loved, the singers I loved, you know, like, say, I don't know, Amy Winehouse. I mean, you ain't going to teach that, are you?
No, exactly,
You ain't going to do that stuff. Like, I always use her as an example. People used to say to me, you need elocution lessons, and then in the end you think, like, no, you don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about what comes from within.
Exactly.
And especially, like, I think Brits do it best, personally. And there's that culture with, you know, especially grime. To me, it's punk music, because it's anger,
movement.
It's a movement, and it's like real. And like, when you were doing it, like, were there any hairy moments, like, where if you were filming someone and then there's a rival gang or whatever that want to, like, or they've said something about them?
I think we was always, I think that's where we were, like, you know, whenever there was, like, back and forth, because it was competitive, you know, like, everyone had their little things, and they would, but we was always very fair, like, and we'd say to them, like, you've said this, so we've got to tell them, because they've got to give them a chance to come back, because it was like, I never wanted to put something on there where it's like, you know, like, so it was like, and we got on with everyone, still do, you know, and I think that's what it is, that respect, you got to respect everything, and that was kind of what it was. And even down to the scene itself, you know, because you want it to keep growing. You want it to keep doing whatever it's going to do and be the best it can be. And now it's like grime's gone beyond a genre. It's like culture now. You know, it's the way you wear your clothes, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, all the different spin-offs, like your drills and Afrobeat, swing, like, you know, like all these different kind of funky house, dubstep, like they've all got elements of grime. Like as much as some of them might, but there is, you know, it all come from a different branch, and it's like that all comes back from everyone respecting each other. And I think now even more so, like obviously in the beginning there's competitiveness, like, you know, I'm the best, no, I'm the best, I'm the best, and it's like now it's like everyone just wants to see everyone do well. You kind of get to this point when you get older, you realize there's enough out there for everyone. And then it's like a different mentality, like, you know, we can all do this together. It's not just like someone goes through, shuts the door because I'm the only one who can, like, now it's like there's a whole different, and I think that takes it into different places. The
ultimate goal is to get it out there, isn't it? It's like boxers, mate. I mean, you see boxers that hate each other, like they're Muhammad Ali and like George Foreman, best mates throughout the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? It's like that sort of a thing. You think about it, the competitive edge. It's like at the end of the day, we was all fighting for the same thing.
Of course, and like music's one of them things as well. You know, like when. Like it all comes from different places, and there's elements from different things. Like you saying, you grew up listening to Frank Sinatra, and that my music, I was bashment, like reggae bashment. That was my like, and then rap obviously, and then that become garage, and then whatever. But yeah, bashment was my one. My mum like was always playing like Bob Marley or John Holt. And then I went into like, then it went like, you know, Bounty Killers, Harry Toddlers, all of these. Like,
I would have never thought that.
That's crazy. I used to always go down Walthamstow Market every Saturday, go down there, see the guys on the stalls. What's the newest Bashment mix CD? Used to set them all out for me. That was my. And then obviously when you start hearing elements of that from like God's Gift or whoever, you know, like in Page, and you're like, right, this is me, because it's English. But it's got an element of everything I love in it as well, you know, all of that stuff. And that's like, again, grime come from its own roots, you know. Lovers rock and dub and drum and bass and garage, and you know, they all come from different things.
I got a theory on it because we spoke to an artist before, innit? Like if you start at a point in music, you always lead up to where you are in today. But that's a better education for someone who's in music. Because like, I mean, like for me personally, being from jazz, very beginning, I was going through all the 50s and the 60s, and I was getting into bands, and then I was getting into this, and then I was getting into like soul, and then I was getting into Motown, and then, but then you end up writing stuff that is influenced by the likes of Skepta or influenced by the likes of Wiley, and then you believe it or not, as a singer, you can take those moments.
And there's crossover and everything as well, isn't it? Because like later in life, I started like big fan of Oasis. Then I was a big fan of like Arctic Monkeys. But then when you hear like, you see like Liam Gallagher with Skepta and Wiley, it's like there's crossover. You know, like, and you realise then, you know, like obviously I'd like cab driver as well. I had Liam Gallagher in the cab, and he's telling me he's watched my videos I've done with Skepta. That's mental for me.
Really?
Like, I've grown up listening to you, you know, road trips with like my stepdad and my brother and whatever, going wherever and listening to like Morning Glory and all that. And then he's telling me he's watched my Skepta video. It's like,
blows your mind.
It's bonkers.
But that's British music. That's what it is.
Going back to the freestyles, who was the one? Was there a freestyle that you missed out on that you wish you'd got?
Nah, but the Jammer's Birthday Bash, A+'s thing, Deja, that set. That's the one thing, if I could have filmed that, I never filmed that.
Is it?
Yeah.
So what
I'll watch that. I'll watch that now.
Really?
Yeah, like every now and again I get to a thing and I'm like, I'll put Jammer's Birthday Bash on. Just watch this set. So everyone's up there, just crazy set.
What, more than did you do the one on the roof with Dizzee?
No, that's A+ as well.
Oh, okay.
So he did that, and that was like a Conflict and Jammer's Birthday Bash. But that Jammer's Birthday Bash one, that is one, honestly, like that is the one thing, if I could have filmed something that I haven't, that's it. I will watch it all the time.
I bet you never miss an opportunity now.
No, whenever I get like, if I think I ain't listened to grime for a minute, I'll put that on. That's I say to Troy all the time, like, I watch like, me and him are good pals now as well, you know. And but that's the one.
Does he have anything of yours that he wishes that he would?
Yeah.
Okay.
The movement and Boy Better Know freestyle.
Okay.
In Roman Road.
Yeah. That's the big one, isn't it? That's like your like movie. You know what I mean?
That one, and Gets His freestyle.
Right.
Gets His freestyle was like, I remember coming away from that day thinking, that's like iconic. There, what I've got there is crazy.
Something special.
Yeah.
Seeing iconic moments must be mental though, like especially within a scene you don't even know is going to blow as big as it is. People going back to that.
You know what? I can say one thing. I've always had a good ear.
Yeah.
Like, I can hear like a couple of seconds of someone. I think, that's like, I've got text messages from, God, I can't even, it's got to be 15 years ago, like conversating with Dave, like you're sick,
mate.
Like, or like Georgia Smith, like, you're wicked, like, you're proper talented and whatever, and all these different kind of, so I know, like, and I've always known I've got a good ear.
Yeah.
So I have to trust that if I film someone and I think, they have to be on this.
Yeah. I know Ed Thomas, who done a lot of writing with Georgia Smith, and he brought her back, brought her up from, like, brought her down to London, so to speak, and like done a lot of stuff with her. I remember being in a room with him, writing with him at the time. He was writing like one of my songs that got released and stuff, and he was like, I was like, who are you working on at the moment? He was like, this girl Georgia Smith, played it like 15 seconds, like an instant.
Yeah, you just know. Yeah,
she's good.
Yeah.
Well, who was your favourite to film?
I never really had favourites because obviously everyone's your friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but you have different like relationships. Like, you got closer with certain people. Like, growing up, I was always like, especially after the freestyle and stuff like that, and then obviously F Radio and the movement, I was always with Gets. Like, I spent years rolling around filming Gets.
Yeah.
So me and Gets was always quite close, and obviously the movement, I was part of the movement. And then later on, like Skep and Frisco, Jammer, you know what I mean? Like, Boy Better Know, but always friends with everyone. Bizzle, J2K. Like, I'm still good friends with everyone now,
Quality.
Gigs, so many. Kane. It's just like,
you can't choose.
Yeah, you can't, like, because, and you got different, like, like I've had times where it's like in creative, you have your dips and troughs of, you have your down times and whatever, and you have some who like say to you, like, come on, get on with it, like, like, you could, like, whatever, like, Gigs is always one to tell you, like, I told him first of all the idea with Nan, and he was like, why don't you fucking do it then? And like, I know, but then no, just do it, like, and he come through, Gets come through, you know what I mean? Never would Chip, like, everyone's come through.
Yeah.
And Chip as well, like, he's another one, when things, he always shouted me to do him a video, or, Chronic will shout me when Grime went a bit quiet and whatever, he'd be like, no, come and shoot me a video. So there was everyone there, like, in different ways, at different times, keeping you relevant, and, and we all help each other. And I think that's the glory of what we built.
Yeah.
And there could be times when you ain't doing anything, but because you've always been genuine with everyone, and everyone's still, you can always just pop back out and do something, or, and there's that kind of love. Like, Risky Roadz is 20.
Wow.
Like 20 years old, and we had a big show booked in for Coco last year, and something happened with Coco, and it kind of, they didn't want to deal with grime music, so it went a bit quiet. But me and Frisco's working on something at the moment now, so there'll be a big party hopefully for 20 years.
Okay.
So
you heard it.
So
looking forward to that. I'll be there. Definitely.
So there's there's celebrations and everything. Everyone's part of everyone's journey now. Like, so we say it all the time, like saying to Bashi and Jammer, like recent, like Grime, we're like one big dysfunctional family. Chip always calls us like the school of Grime, like everyone grew up together, you're all working on it together, like it's all in us, all like it's take time out and it pulls you back for whatever reason, or don't let you go too far. It's like, you got to come and do this or whatever,
Bashi's a bit of a genius, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
There's something different about that kid.
Yeah, he was very smart from early, like he kind of saw the kind of the charisma side of things, like if I put myself to be this, like the Chuppa Chups thing, like it makes the world think that there's an endorsement, but there was never an endorsement, it's like that smart kind of, like lyrically smart as well, but then also that whole building that character and that persona.
Yeah.
It kind of, I suppose, in a way, trained him for now his acting careers.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to portray himself and how he wants to portray himself, and he's smashing it now on the acting front. Same with Kane, you know?
Yeah. Who's exceeded your expectations from, like, at that beginning stage where they were just freestyling in front of you? Now they've gone on to bigger and, like, huge things.
I wouldn't say exceeded my expectations, but obviously when I started filming, Skep never MC'd. And I remember, like, Skep used to ring me up and, like, he had a bar with my name in it, and he used to say the bar of the fact, like, when he just started to MC. So from seeing someone being a wicked producer, DJ, then start MCing, to now, like, becoming one of these, like global artists that everyone recognises, and to be cold as well, you know, like, that's incredible, you know, like, but everybody's journey is different, and everyone's journey is incredible in different ways, you know, like, to see Getz acting, to see Kane acting, Bashy acting, you know, like, Frisco, just whatever tune he's on, he smashes it, you know, like, Jammer's energy in a show and people going, like, there's so many elements, you know, like, Chip just killing it, like, when you see it, and he was just a kid who was like a young boy starting out MC and always been talented, but then now, like, can spin anyone if you know what I mean, like, it's just, you ain't gonna send for Chip because it's a long day, you know what I mean, like,
long
you know, like, there's so many different, and then obviously all the different talents that you've seen in different scenes, like, you know, Krypton Conan and Gigs and Central C now, you know, like, so many, and like, they're just, every time someone else comes, they pay homage to what it was before, but then they'll take it another place, and it just keeps, you know, like, when we started out, I used to watch Yo MTV Raps, right, you know, and see what new talent was in America, or like the Bashment CDs, what was the new artist that I hadn't heard of on the back of the CD. Now it's like, we've done so much in the UK that all the other countries in the world will look to us now. Who's the next talent over there? Yeah. And I think that's a special place.
For me, like, personally, like, looking at the grime scene and, like, seeing the artists that have come over and crossed over the waters, so to speak, it is funny, like you say, like, it's like the Beatles going and conquering America. You know what I mean? It's no different, and I always say it, Brits are best, but I got to ask you, like, about one of my heroes, Mike Skinner. I mean, what is he like?
He's quality.
Is he?
Yeah, he's quality.
He's my number one
top geezer
bucket list to get on his show.
Funny
is he?
Yeah, he's bonkers, but he's quality. Yeah,
I don't know if you could call it grime music what he'd done, but he definitely had, like, elements, the brush of it.
But what he did do was he saw the talents and then would do the remix tracks, and bring everyone out, and it was like he shone a light from a commercial world very early into, like, the underground roots of grime. You know, like his 679 stuff that he was doing, the label, and like that there was just like Kane and Bruiser and D Double and Lady Sovereigns and all that, Demons, they'd all been on, like, these remix tracks for the streets, and it's like he helped definitely shine a spotlight commercially early, and I think that also helps, you know, like, when you get a big artist like Mike backing everything, like, he didn't have to come on Risky Roadz too to do that. It's like, you know, he appreciated what that was culturally for the underground, and then helped in other ways to show it in the overground, you know. And it's crazy because along them journeys as well, like them remixes, you meet other friends and stuff. Like, I made really good friends with Example off the back of a Streets remix. I went there with Getz was featured on a track, Example's on the track, Plan B as well, another one. Met both of them on this remix, and are really good friends with both of them, you know, like, and even that, like, you know, he bleeds into different scenes. And then thinking about that now, like, Big Nasty was on that tune as well, and then you see Big Nasty do TV, and then Moda Comedians doing TV, and it's all roots of grime in all of it, you know, like, and everyone knows each other, but it all breeds from this scene called grime, you know, like, everyone grew up on it, you know, like, it's TV, it's film, it's music, it's culture, it's everything, you know, like, and a lot of people now in these positions of, like, you know, these brands, Adidas or Stone Island or whoever, they grew up on grime early doors, so now the influence, they're bringing it in because they can, whereas the people before might not have understood it, you know. So it's opened so many doors that I don't even think people realise.
It's like that sports chic look now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, it's been out for years, but it hasn't really left. It's like, you know, you can go and wear a tracksuit and a hat and still look smart as a man in a suit. It's saying, and I feel like
Skepta Fashion Week.
Yeah, mate. He done something there.
Yeah.
He crossed a bridge, I felt, that would make, you know, here we go. It is
it's just what you want to see it, and this is what, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I'm not changing for you. You can adapt to us.
Yeah. The way I see it is like Dizzee Rascal opened the door and Skepta just completely blew the door open, like, to another level. Is that, how do you see it in your opinion?
You know, Diz helped with the sound completely. You know, like Diz and Will. Yeah. You know, like obviously Dizzee was the first to open a door on a commercial level and got people to understand. You know, and obviously Wiley before started to alter the sound of what garage was. They become grime, and Dizzee had started to do that as well, with like his own production. Like, you know, and Danny Weeds and like Cage, and there's so many, you know, Target early tunes, like Genius, like they changed the sound and they changed what British music was forever. You know, and like Dizzee going and getting his Mercury first of all and stuff like that. It's just like, again, like it's like spotlight instant, like what is this going on over here? And if that's happening over here, what else is going on over here? And then a few years later, everyone, you know, but you know, I'll say it all the time, and a lot of people said it recently as well, but like Wiley is the reason everyone's here. You can't take nothing away from him. Pay as you go. Without pay as you go, I wouldn't picked up a camera.
Weird.
But Wiley, there might not have been pay as you go, you know, like me and Plague are, like, he's my best friend, he's like my big brother.
He was my favourite MC back in the day.
Plague's little boy is my godson. Like me and Plague, like Plague's my big brother.
Wow.
But like, and going from like a fan of Pay As You Go to like having relationships like that with, but yeah, like without Will, like that's a big cog. You know what I mean? Like he's the reason. Like that tune, Esky Boy, is the reason everybody's here. You're not lying.
Would you say to the people like that say Wiley went too pop at that point?
You do what you have to do. You know, everyone's an artist. You have to express yourself how you want to express yourself, and at the end of the day, you know. You got to go where you're going to, if there's money or bills and whatever. But I don't think it was ever that for Will, because Will's always got his heart in the scene. Like, you know, like he's always looking for a new talent. He's always helping someone. He's always, you know, there for the scene. Like he'll leave for a minute, but then he's straight back into the scene. You know, like you can't take it out of him. He is it. You know, like, and if someone wants to express themselves in whatever way they want to express themselves musically, you've got to get it out. You know, like it's like, I could be a graffiti artist and one day I want to paint a Monet. You know, I've got to do it, because if I don't do it, then you know, like you got to experiment and try things, and you can't knock him, because them things then brought, what they did was like, you know, Rolex and all of these other tunes that got the number ones and stuff like that. They brought another set of eyes onto, again, the scene. Roll Deeps, number ones, Open Doors, Top of the Pops, all these different things, and all of them are different like notches into getting grime to where it is now. So you can't take any of them things away, because it won't be what it is. Like, you're not gonna get kids from Chelsea saying safe and calm unless that happens. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, mate.
It's true.
You know,
no, like my missus in there though. Like I was saying, like, she was asking who you getting in. I got Risky Roadz and whatever. I said, oh, okay, who's you work with? And I'm saying, like, oh, well, you know, like Wiley, you know, Skepta. He's going, Wiley. Oh, do we do? As long as... Yeah, Wiley. But like for me, Wiley's this, you know. But it's interesting because had he not, I mean, that Hot Chip record, I really loved that record. But had he not have done even the more popular stuff, in my opinion, he opened a door even more for grime,
of course,
to cross over into the charts.
100%.
Because even though it was a movement and you recognised it, and what I loved about grime is it put the shivers up the old people, which is what music should do, right? A real movement in music should do that. Anyway, I digress. But what he did there by going down that slightly popular route and being like, look, we can do this. We can be pop stars. Yeah. Let's have one over on them.
Yeah.
That's what I felt it was.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't mind it. I was like, oh, okay.
Listen, one of my favourite Roll Deep tunes is Shake a Leg.
Oh, right.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
You know, you can't knock like artistically, you have to do what you want to do. And if like, why limit yourself? Like, that needs to be more this, that. Like, you do what you want to do. Like, no one can tell anyone nothing.
Do you know what? Rappers, in my opinion, can do whatever they like.
Yeah.
And like talking American based now, and like say like Kanye, sounds like we were talking earlier. Like Skep sounds like the Kanye of the Brit world, really, being a producer, deciding to come an MC, and then opening up a load of door, even in fashion. To me, that's Kanye over there, right? But like an artist like Kanye West or whatever, I mean, doing what he's done and mixing with other artists and things like that, and just completely doing what everyone wanting to be a rock star. You know what I mean? He was basically the rock star. He'd become a rock star as a rapper.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's what like Wiley was sort of doing even before that.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, I'm going to be a pop star.
I think he showed everyone, you know, you can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you know, like he always had time for everyone. Still now, you know, like you need to film something. Yeah, of course, like film something, this, that, whatever. Might not always turn up, might come late, might whatever, which will, you know, but his heart is always in the right place and he always help everyone, you know, like, and then you see like Scorcher said it recently, and then Scorcher's also doing, like, he directed, he's done loads of acting, he's there's that thing in everyone where it is that, why limit yourself to just one thing? And I think that later on bled into me, because it was that, like, I can also do, like, I've not just directed, I've done a bit of everything, you know, like, and then curating things in museums and like, but it all comes from that, you know, like, and people like Will, like, I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do because it feels right for the moment. Like, who can tell us nothing?
Yeah, I see you do storyboarding as well.
Yeah.
I do animation, so seeing that on your grid on your Instagram, I was like, wow, storyboarding for music. I didn't think that was a thing.
Yeah. Like with my videos, if I like, some of them can be like spontaneous. Like Skep could ring me like now and be like, "Rude, I want to shoot something tonight." Whereas like the odd time you do get a bit of time, like, and it's like a Bugsy Malone video I had like a good week. So I drew each, like, I literally storyboarded the whole video, how I want it to look, and you know, you go in there and do the video, and I remember like Bugsy turned up to the video and he was like, "How long do you need me for?" It's like, hour top. He was like, "Never." He was out with 40 minutes because I knew what I wanted. Like, you know, some people make you do a million takes. I know that one there was perfect. All right, let's move on to the next one. Right, well, that's the one I'm using. You know, like, and so them sort of things makes a big difference. So
you picture it all in your head.
Yeah.
Just like,
my favourite part of everything is writing treatments.
Okay.
TV show ideas, all that. Treatments is my favourite thing.
Wow.
The idea, that's my favourite bit of everything. Directing's like probably my least favourite.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I suppose you can cook the idea, can't you, in the treatments and stuff. Whereas like shooting it, you have to deliver it.
Cooking's my other thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a chef at heart.
Right.
Like literally, that's my thing now for myself. Like, obviously, like Instagram and stuff like that. That's my next little thing. Like me, myself, cooking. Yeah. Love it.
Oh, wicked.
That's my like New Year journey. Once like I'm healed up from this stomach up, but I can actually eat again.
Well, let's talk about that. Do you mind talking about that?
No, I can.
I didn't know whether to talk about it or not, but how are you?
Yeah, I'm better today. Right. This is helping. You know, like, you know, it's something new. Talking, you know, like, been sat indoors for the last, like, I was in hospital for 2 weeks, and then been in sat indoors for another 2. You know what I mean? Like going walking and that and whatever. But it's mad couple of weeks.
What was the actual issue?
So when I was 14, they thought I had appendicitis, so they've opened me up on the right, but my appendix wasn't there. It was in the middle, and it had part of my intestine stuck to it. And they've kind of sorted that out. Done another couple of tests, and a couple of weeks later they took me down and they literally had to open me up and take everything out and then put it in. I got something called a malrotation of my intestine.
Right.
And in 2018, scar tissue caused an adhesion, so like a blockage. So they operated then. And then literally a couple of weeks ago, indoors, working on another project, like going through some stuff with my missus, said I've got a stomachache. A couple of hours later, I was like, this feels like my old stomachache kind of thing. Started throwing up. I was throwing up for hours and hours. My brother and my mum's rung up my missus said, like, look, and Dave was like, yeah, that's like that. He's going to say he's all right, but, you know, get an ambulance. Got an ambulance, rushed me into the hospital, got into Queens, and they'd done a CT scan, no, MRI scan, sorry. And there's the scar tissue had caused like a load of blockages in the intestine. And a couple of hours later, I was being operated on, woke up in intensive care, fucking like feeding tube in my neck, tube in my nose, all sorts of shit.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was in there for about a week, and then in a ward for a week. And but touch wood, this time I'm home a lot quicker. I was like, last time I was home, like it took me 8 weeks before they let me out.
Wow.
This week, like this time, it's like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I was at home. Still some up days, down days, but you know, getting there. Start like to be able to have the mental capacity today to do, like last week, and that very much still like a healing kind of game. But yeah, getting there.
Didn't want, you know, I didn't want a full shit to come in one bit.
No. Like, you know what? I was, you know, you can't sit and stagnate either.
No.
So you got to keep moving, and like when you feel all right, you got to roll with it. And yeah, like I said, all these things are just normality. You're just finding normality again, you know.
Yeah.
It's been pretty mental,
mate. Wishing you a speedy recovery, mate. I mean, you look good as gold. Like,
yeah,
he's
I lost a bit of weight. Silver lining. Yeah, silver lining.
Mate. No, you look good, man. You look good.
I appreciate it.
I bet your nan was worried, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's coming up to see me in the hospital. Was getting asked for photos for the nurses and all sorts.
Was she? Oh, mate, how does that feel like?
Yeah,
I mean,
bonkers.
Nan's being more famous than
I know.
you.
Well, her and my brother have absolutely smashed it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, from the series like Grime Gran coming around, like I just wanted, so basically it was like this idea that I had was Skepta come round to mine, and I remember Nan said, Joe, do you want a cup of tea, boy? And he said to her, have you got a fruit tea, Nan? She said, fruit tea, you I remember when you had a call. And he pissed himself, and I thought, you know what, I got this, son, and you know, I've had this idea for this series, and it eventually become Grime Gran. A mate of mine, Louis Ladmath, worked for a company called Lemonade Money,
Right.
and they helped me with the production of it, you know, and we shot pilot episode with Gets, and then after the Gets episode, Channel 4 wanted it, and then Gigs and Chip and Krypton Kona and Asher D, Big Nasty, like loads of people's done like and then off the back of that, then Nan's got a presence on Instagram.
Yeah. So
like lockdown happened, COVID, and Nan was always moaning at me and Bo like, oh, these people toilet rolls and this, and my brother just filmed it one day having these rants, and it just went to another place.
Yeah.
So like the Grime Gran series established her, made her like, you know, like it was authentic then, you know, like it ain't just a pretend whatever, this is who she is and whatever. And then the rants happened, and it took her viewing to another place. And then after the COVID and that, my brother and me Nan's always had this like wind each other up thing, and my brother just started filming it. And now the two of them, they've got like, Nan's got like nearly 200,000 followers on Instagram. My brother's got nearly 400,000 on Instagram and 650,000 on TikTok. So like the numbers have just gone crazy, and like she just done a Burberry advert last week. You know what I mean? So it's like,
go on, Grime Gran.
Yeah,
what's your Gran's name?
Margaret.
Yeah. Oh, big up Margaret. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like my nan is, you know, she's my hero, mate. She's the one who got me into music. So when I see that, you know, you're Nan, and knowing that, because even though we haven't met, you get the idea of someone, and then you get the idea, especially seeing their family. Like you can tell, she's real, man. She's a real lady.
Yeah,
like I love that.
Her and my brother get stopped all the time. Like she goes Romford Market, always in Romford. Her and my mum love it, and get stopped all the time. Photos and little videos for people and whatever. And yeah, she always like it's mad. It's
quality,
crazy to see. Like especially like me and my brother's got Arsenal season tickets, and
don't start
they done a lot of stuff with Arsenal as well. Like because a mate of mine, Alex, he does a video department for Arsenal, and I remember I spoke to him about Grime Gran years ago, and he couldn't do it at the time. He was working at Vice, and he couldn't do something, and he was like, right, I've missed Nan for that, I'm not missing out now. Like, so he got Nan and Bo to do these watch-alongs for Arsenal. And then that took him to another place. So now I go football with my brother. My brother gets stopped all the time. Like, go to a music event, everyone knows me. Go to a football event, they know me, my brother. Yeah. And just out and about now, he's a face now. And then my nan, Romford Market, he gets stopped everywhere. You know, it's bonkers. It's a proper mad journey. But even that Grime Gran series as well, like, it was, so my missus worked for Lemonade Money.
Right.
And she done all the contract stuff. And I remember my mate Louis, who set up who'd done Grime Gran with me. He said, "Oh, you need to meet Kerry. Like, you got to make sure you meet Kerry, and that I think you should really get on." And like COVID and all that, and then me nan bumped into her at Lakeside, and me nan come home. She was like, "Oh, I met this really pretty girl, Kerry, at Lakeside." Like, she said she knows she worked on Grime Gran. I was like, "Oh yeah." So I messaged her, went out for a date, and then now, like 5 years later, we've got a boy. Wow. Engaged and all sorts. So yeah, so I'm very thankful for Grime on multiple reasons. You know, like career, family.
Served you well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, yeah.
That's amazing, though, like something like that.
I just need the finances to hit. Yeah. Get the millions in the bank, and then I'm sorted. I've got it all from it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it will come. Like, do you find? Sorry, I'm nicking a question off you now, Fabe, because we're rolling a little bit. But do you find? So you have your job. So you still a cabbie?
Yeah, still cabbieing. But I very much juggle it. Like, you know, there'll be times when. So I think I've been in a cab a little bit more recent. Obviously, when you have I had my boy. You know, you like a lot of it with Grime. You know, you're pitching stuff, and it takes its time for things to come and whatever. But you know, you have your family. You got to get your money and do what you got to do. But you're still doing things alongside. And yeah, now it's kind of like, you know. I've got a few things coming. One of them should be later this year. Can't say anything about it. It's like,
give us an exclusive, man.
No, I'm joking. It'll be in a store. You'll read it later in the year, but I can't really say too much.
Okay. Well, I won't push it. I won't push you.
But
push you.
Yeah. So that's. So I'm working on that. That's been tough. That's been like that's a lot harder than I ever imagined it to be. You know, you have to really open up and kind of, you know, think about things, the good, the bad, everything. So like a real emotional journey, but that, fingers crossed, touch wood, people will enjoy it.
Bit of therapy for
yourself. Yeah. So that's been cool. And then the cab's still there, yeah. Like, I think after the healing and stuff, less so. I'll get back into, you know, like pitching. Got a load of ideas and treatment decks and stuff I want to write up. A few scripts I've been working on. And then the cooking.
Wicked.
The cooking thing's a big thing for me on a personal one.
Yeah. Bit of New Ainsley, or
no, I wanted to be a chef before I picked up a camera years ago. Like, I've always loved cooking.
Right.
And I think someone's like, oh, long hours, money. And when you're young, you're like, fuck that. Fuck to that. But the actual artistry of cooking, always loved it. Like, decent food knowledge. If I was sitting out chilling indoors, I'll watch Food Network.
Yeah.
You know, or like reading a book, I'll read a cookbook.
Yeah.
I
love the barbecue shows.
Yeah.
So I'm down with you soon.
Yeah.
You on that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on it.
Yeah. Definitely. I love a cooker. All different things as well.
Yeah. I see
West Indian's my favourite.
Yeah, I see you doing the Guyanese.
Yeah, my missus is half Guyanese.
Okay.
So her mum and her family love my pine tarts and cheese rolls.
Okay.
Whoa.
So they're like, yeah. Like her cousin just said recently, she's getting married. Her cousin, she wants me to make pine tarts for the wedding. So I was like, it's a good few hundred, I don't know. But yeah, so that's a big
deal.
Yeah, that's a big compliment, you know. When the Guyanese end of the family likes what you do. So yeah. But,
mate, massive. So is that your speciality then, Guyanese food?
No.
What's your speciality?
I haven't really got one, you know. I have to do whatever I fancy.
All round.
Yeah, like I can do anything. Like literally, I love just cooking. Like, I'll do the Michelin star stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I need to work on, which is the hard part, is the plating.
Right.
There's a real science into that. And I think when you come from council estate, you know what I mean, calves and whatever, you know, you just like it's a on the plate. substantial portion where you like, you know, when you're doing something pretty, you have to think, right, it's not a fill you up to the brim turn out. It's like, how can I make this?
Yeah,
it's a different level of science into it, but yeah, that's a big passion of mine.
So when you go to those restaurants, what do you think? Do you look at it and think like, where's the rest?
No, you know what, because it's like a science. So like, you get so many different courses. By the end of it, you might look at something and think, oh, I'm going to be hungry here, but you never are, like, because it's all worked out properly. And you know what, thank God as well, through like Instagram and stuff, like you make certain friends with different people that you wouldn't, you know, like, and people's like music, they might know, like I've got a load of Michelin star chef friends.
Wow.
Now, like, you know, like Tom Brown and Ben Murphy, and like, you know, you talk to them all the time and whatever, like Tom's always at Arsenal, go like, and you're there, and like, you know, you have little things, you're like, oh, what do you think of this? Or I made this the other day, have a look, and then like, oh yeah, this is quite proper. Yeah, well, like
you could do a program, man. You could get like, I mean, all the guys you've met along the way and just cooking food together. Surely,
no, I will do something. I've got a few ideas for a few bits of content. I will do, and I think you know what the glory of it for me is, like with a lot of the series and stuff like that. Whenever you do things, you kind of like rely on others. So it's like if I've got a series like Gran, I need to ask Gets, can you come and do this? Where I think with this, for the cooking thing, for me, even if it's just Instagram, for me as a therapy thing, it's like I can do it because I'm indoors now. I've got a bit of time. Let me press record. I don't need anybody else. I just do it
for yourself.
Yeah. And I think that's the part of it. That's the blessing for me.
Yeah,
because it's not the relying on, and it's kind of like showing everyone me. You know, like I said, everyone knows Risky Roadz or whatever, like, but some people might not know that I like cooking or I like to, you know.
They will now.
They will now.
Yeah, that's it.
There's our exclusive.
Yeah, so our 40th birthday present, my missus got me a set of Wusthof knives, like proper, like, you know, like top drawer, like set of, like, so I've got this like a couple of, so I've got the gear. Wow. Yeah, and I got a bit of an idea, so it's all right.
Nice. Well, look, going from cooking to grime, if I can bring you back for our little game, shot stopper.
Come
on. You're not going to shot. I'll take your shot.
Lovely.
Because you can't.
The meds, it might tip me over.
Right, so I don't know if you've heard about our game Shot Stopper, but Shot Stopper is a game. We put two names up against one another. I always use this as an example. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. I'm picking Muhammad Ali. Also, Muhammad Ali versus Tyson Fury. I like them for different reasons. Personal preference. I can't pick. If you can't pick, it's a shot.
All right.
Now, it's Monday night. I'm doing your shot. Be careful.
Right. What's the potion?
So,
I see a bottle of Duffy up there.
Here, look.
I'll tell you what, my one is either a rum or a JD, so I'll let you pick.
Here, look, we got
tribute to Kane. There we go.
There we go.
Duffy
Kano.
White.
Mate, I want Kano on this.
You know what, as well, that's a good little nod, because the first kind of cooking video I'd done on my channel, on my Instagram, Kane sent me a bottle of that, and it was around Carnival, so it gave me like an in where it weren't weird, so it allowed me to post up where it weren't just like, what's he doing cooking? Do you know what I mean? So it makes sense. Yeah. Okay,
look, we'll do it again then. So there it is. So shot stopper.
Yeah.
We're gonna go grime artists.
Yeah.
Okay. So starts off Crazy Titch or Dizzee Rascal. Don't get me like.
You might as well get a bottle now. Have a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
already.
Yeah, I can't, because it's like for different reasons. There's different, you know. You got obviously on a commercial level, Dizzee's, but cult, grime, early days. I can't take it away from. No. So you know,
I'll do a tip because
that's potent as well. Yeah, there might be a few.
I think you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I know, innit?
All right, who we got? Oh no, there's no one. So, Dirty Dogs.
Yeah.
Or Wiley.
I can't take. It's got to be Will.
Will.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. Dogs is extreme talent, but Will is Will, and like I said, without Will, none of us are here. That's the truth.
So, all right, so Wiley.
But that might be a problem going forward.
It'll be all right. Let's just see. Because it might help me out in the long run.
Just will everything.
He's going, hold on. It's like, how drunk do you want me to be, mate? Right. Wiley or Gets?
Gets.
Really?
Will is, Will, like, you know, extreme talent, and like on so many levels. Producer, DJ, MC. And like, I can't take it away from Gets either, because Gets he's a beast, you know. And I think same with Will. Will pass a baton on, like he says, you know, like he's the grandpa of Grime now. Like he'll pass over the thing. He likes it when someone comes and can be, you know. So
back to back.
Yeah, let's pass the baton and then we'll go Gets.
All right, Gets or Scorcher.
Oh, jeez. Two very different, very, very talented artists as well. Can't. You gotta have to shot.
Oh, mate.
I know them both personally. They're friends. I can't decide. I've seen them both in situations.
Fence there.
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, yeah. There's gonna be a fence. I have to.
A fence for all of these. You're gonna get him smashed.
Oh, mate. Monday night. Right, here we go.
I hope your missus don't go into labour tonight.
So do I. Oh, mate. I had a heavy night all day of the weekend, and I'm just like, I thought to myself, it's really close now. I thought, get home. You know what I mean? It was a 12-hour bender, but it was like, get home now. I was like, how much longer was it going to go? Right. So we're, where are we there?
Wretch.
Wretch or J2K.
Wretch. Jay's super talented, but Jay's now in a business one, so I'll give Jay's business mind is incredible.
Okay.
Like entrepreneur extraordinaire, like trainers, all of this sort of stuff.
Right.
Dabbles in the music still thing, but yeah, Wretch is...
Wretch 3-2.
Yeah.
Okay, Wretch or Kano.
Jeez, man. That's a tough one as well.
Lyrically,
yeah, both incredible artists.
Yeah, I'd struggle with that.
Yeah, yeah. Supreme talent, both of them. Tell you what, being fair, Wretch won one, Kane can win one.
Okay.
So we do it like that.
Oh,
otherwise you're going to be pissed and I'll save you.
Thank you. Right, okay. So, Kano, I'm getting pissed. Kano or Lethal B?
Again, Lethal. He's created one of Grime's absolute anthems forever. Pow, fantastic. Oi, open the door for everybody. More fire. That was the first thing I ever saw on TV from our scene.
Yeah.
You know, other than like, you know, and then that was just like, yeah. So you can't knock Lethal either. Again, yeah. This is a tough one, man.
You can do me if you want.
Go on.
All right.
Okay, go on. Just because, you know, Kane lyrically extraordinary, can't knock him, but you can't, like, Lethal's bits in the scene as well, you know. Got to be fair to everyone.
Yeah.
And I have to sit on the fence too.
That thing's gonna fall, you know.
I've lost a bit of weight, thank God. I can sit on it a bit longer.
Where we at?
Show me.
So JME or DEE?
Both extraordinary talents. But you know what? I have to say, whenever you put D up against anyone, D has to win. D is the reason, a massive reason I picked up a camera. D is every MC's favourite MC. He is like the living legend. D double is like JME's cult following, extraordinary talent, genius on so many levels.
Yeah.
Like lyrically, entrepreneur, design, like forward thinking, the music business. You can't knock Jamie, but D is D, man. Like my nan knew D's bars years ago. Like my nan, first time she met him, she's like, "Oh, it's me." You know, like D's D, man. Yeah, D double, the GOAT.
Oh, mate, I think I'm doing another one here. DEE or Skepta.
Yeah. D is D.
Wow.
Like, you know, I can't, like, and Skep will respect that.
Okay.
Skep is, D is Skep's favourite. J is Kano, D is his favourite. Like D is the god, like he is the goat of everything. D is D, man. D is like fantastic, and him and Nan on the Grime Grad episode was hilarious as well.
Oh mate, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, mate. No, D is like it's mad as well. One of my best friends in school, Daniel, is D's cousin. I didn't know till later in life.
Oh,
and
really?
He's manager now. He's his manager now. But yeah, when we was all in school and that, he said didn't tell us till later. That's his cousin.
Humble.
Yeah.
There you go.
D double or Devlin?
Man, Devs is cold. Again, I can't. D.
Okay.
Without D, I wouldn't have picked up a camera. But Dev's like extremely talented.
Yeah.
Like Dev's is like, me and him's really, really good mates. Like, you know, he's like part of the family as well. You know, like like he's proper talented. I've had the honour of shooting a few videos for him as well.
Yeah.
Genius in a studio. You know, like watching him work's crazy.
Oh, blood, sweat and beers, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
come out.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Like, so articulate, clever. You know? Like, and that's the thing with a lot of like Wretch. Like, there's so many artists now. Like, you know, the wordplay is like it's genius level. Like, they must, like, you got to read a thesaurus.
Yeah.
Devs pulls out words sometimes. You think, get that from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, or what are you watching at home?
Yeah.
So like, he knows about so many. Like, he's a fantastic artist, good singer and all.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Play guitar a little bit as well. He's musically very talented.
Let's get him round here. Let's have a little jamming
He
session.
would love it in here. He'd walk out of here absolutely blotto.
Yeah. Get him in, man.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, Devlin, you're welcome.
Get a few Fosters. He would like. He'll tell you
mate,
what.
I've got everything in his fridge, mate.
Yeah, right.
His fridge is like the TARDIS. You put your hand in it, you get anything. Right, here we go. So, who do we go with?
D double.
D double. So, D double or Chip?
I've got to stick with D. D. Like, Chip is fantastic artist again.
Yeah.
But D is my favourite MC ever.
Right. So, well, he got a few more now. So,
Like
I think I'm safe.
Yeah, like D is D. Like, Chip is, again, incredible. Done things on chart level, took Grime to another place.
Yeah.
No, long day for anyone who tries to say anything. Like, long day. Lyrically fantastic, artistically fantastic. Knows how to write a song. Knows how to write a slew. Got charisma. Like, fantastic artist.
Yeah.
You know what? Everyone on that list is fantastic, and they've all played their part in making Grime as great as it is.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, for me, like I said, it's an easy cop out as well. But it's like D is the reason, like, big reason I picked up a camera. I still remember every one of D's original lyrics, like, from back in the day. Like, D is, yeah.
All right. Do you know this one?
Go on.
Letterbox. Come on, D double lyric. Put my hand through the letterbox.
Oh, do you remember thingy though? Behind you, over there, you can't see me. I see you clear as I
got me.
All right. What about woke up by my orange line about 9?
All right. Double. I'm on I've like my wife. I'm on my wife like my knife.
Yeah. Okay.
Not your cup of tea. No, so many. D is the best.
Yeah.
The best. Like, and you got so many different phases of D. Like, you got comical D. You got Aggie D. You've got like but he's just the best. He's like, and it was something that you've never heard before. Like, imagine like you're in like 16, 17 and you're hearing ooh, dirty tea, like, and he's pulling the mic away, so like you're echoing, like it
was a thing. Like, when I was a kid, I was trying to figure out how did he do it, and then till we saw the cameras from yourself, it was like, okay, that's how it is.
It's only when I went pirate radio and you see him go, it's me, like, and he pulls the mic out and it's like, oh, okay, like,
bit of artistry.
You know, and to do that and to have that level of like authenticity from so early on, like, you know, like, this is me, I don't give a shit. Like, actually, who else can go into a rave and say ooh and it goes mental? You know?
Stamps it. All right, well, do you know what, let's rattle it off then, because I think okay, so D-double-E or Bossman Birdie.
Bossman, another sick artist, fantastic artist, but D. Yeah.
All right, D or H?
H, fantastic artist. So many pop level, like underground, and thank God, like, you know, I was lucky enough. I did a video for Manchester Cypher. We had some guys film it for us in Manchester, and H was on it. So one of H's first videos is on a Risky Roadz video, spitting Grime.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but H, fantastic talent, great kid as well.
I watched that video actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched that today. That video.
Yeah.
Was that
Really
2014?
Yeah,
Something like that?
yeah. He's super young.
Wow.
Super talented. But yeah, D. I can't take it away from D.
Last one.
Yeah, it's you.
D-double-E or Stormzy.
Again, Stormzy opened doors, Glastonbury's, whatever, but I think everyone will understand me saying D-double-E, you know, and you can't take it away from D. D is the absolute champion. D and Will, without the two of them, I'm not here. That's like Pay As You Go and Nasty Crew. There's no Risky Roadz.
Nasty Crew.
Yeah.
One of the most talented crews ever to, like, you know.
Well, there you go. D-double-E. He has one shot stopper. Wicked.
And you didn't get that many, that's all right.
No, I was all right. I only done a little thing. If it was like that, it'd be a different story.
Yeah. As soon as D come out, you're right. Yeah.
Go for that.
The fence, you can come off it a little bit.
Finally got off of it.
All right, I'm gonna let you rattle on about Arsenal if you want. You can have your Arsenal moments. You know how many West Ham fans we have in here? Like, it's ridiculous. We had Dean Ashton sitting there, right?
Nice.
Yeah, it was so good. So I was like in my element. I was like, oh, Dean Ashton, like, you know, the whole what could have been sort of thing. Like, there's a bit of this sort of like romanticism of West Ham and cult legends in the club, and that Dean Ashton sitting there. We've had Dean Ashton, Kevin Mitchell, comedians all that come in here. They all seem to be like West Ham fans, and it's like, and I allowed him to make this this cannon, this little cannon. I went, you can put it there, mate.
Yeah, nice. Lucky enough, there's a respect for Arsenal and West Ham.
Yeah, there is. I think it roots back to when the days are like the ICF and all that. So when we used to go to battle with other teams, they used to meet up with each other and say, if you need more members, we'll come with you. So if it was like, say, Chelsea, they'd go up against Chelsea together, or Millwall, whatever. Arsenal. So I know a fella, Bob's.
Okay.
So Bob's relation, I won't throw it that far, but Bob's relation was a part of the ICF.
Okay.
And he was saying, not many people know, but the reason of this respect was because back in the 80s we would join up together, and we had a bit of a mutual, if you need help, we'll give you help. But then they'd still have their fights against one another. And
then shake hands and dust it off.
See you later. But what's Arsenal mean to you?
They're like just life outside of everything else, you know, like it's like that little piece of normality on a weekend that brings you back when you need to, you know, like you've got life going on, you've got everything, like when I was doing the knowledge or when the music, and then during that time when Arsenal's playing, that's all that matters. Like Arsenal is like, you know, can't wait for them to do something again, you know, like when I started Risky Roadz was when it was the Invincible year.
Wow.
So like, even on that level, it's special, you know, like there's different moments, different memories for everything. And then seeing my nan and my brother do stuff with Arsenal and be on their socials, crazy, you know, and you see friends doing stuff with them, and like I'm there the other week, and Getz is doing something. He's at like, on pitch side, and like all these different things. So it's like it's part of life on so many different ways. Like you know, innit?
Yeah, man.
I've been there through the tough years and the horrendous Ross at the back, and flipping all these different, you know, and then now like what Arteta's done, he's give that life back. You know, like you can see the enjoy. Like, all right, cool. Still got to win a few things, but what he's changed over that club is incredible. Yeah, incredible. The online fan base drives me nuts, but you know, I said about that the better.
Yeah,
but the club itself is come on leaps and bounds over the last few years, and they're challenging.
Yeah,
it's enjoyable to watch it.
Do we need a striker?
Yeah,
we do though.
Yeah. I love Havertz.
I love
Havertz is a workhorse, grafter. Everyone loves to give him grief, but you know what? When you actually go to the games and watch what the geezer does, there's not many that can do what he does, you know. And he's underappreciated sometimes. But you know, like clinical striker,
it's needed.
We get our Haaland, or an Omri reboot where like
a humble Harley.
Yeah.
Very humble.
I've watched that game too many times.
But you're not the only one.
It's funny though, isn't it? I mean, don't want to timestamp stuff. And then after that 5-1, I saw the West Ham Cynic coming in there. Newcastle come knocking, didn't they? And
They're a bogey team. They've been it for a while. They've been it for a while.
They've done it the number of times here, haven't they?
See, to be honest, I didn't really mind that. Obviously, I hate losing, but I didn't mind that because I knew the bulk of games that Arsenal played in January was 10 games up until that point. So, and got a depleted squad. Of course, the owners ain't bought no players.
And you know what, even that as well, I kind of respect it in a way of like, don't just waste 60 million on someone who's on a whim. Like, Matthias Tell, don't like, no, like he's gone to Tottenham, cool, but I don't think he would have hit the ground running. And we need someone who's going to hit the ground running. And you're not going to get that in January. And especially for that, and you know, if that 60 million on a whim hurts your chances of buying who you really want to buy in the summer, you got to kind of roll with it. I know as tough as that sounds, but no one buys anyone in January worth buying. You get right, we got Oba, but that was it's a chance one here and there, but you know, no one really moved.
No.
So it's like, and I think financial fair play's played a big part in a lot of everything. I think we're all right financially though, but in the summer,
paying for Rice at 33 million a year.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Mate,
so
miss that geezer.
Class,
I think you underpaid.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's bargain.
I think no one realised. We were screaming it out however long, and I mean, a lot of Arsenal fans I know call it the Mickey Mouse Cup, but for that guy to lift the first European trophy in years for us was amazing, and it was no Mickey Mouse Cup, let me tell you. we adore that cup. But yeah, to see him go to us, for me personally, it's a bit heartbreaking because it's London clubs and all that. But you know, I'm glad. I want him to play the football that we used to play football. I want him to charge more for you guys. I want him to run more.
I think that will come in understanding. You know, like obviously the midfield, it's been a bit of an experiment. Of his injuries with Partey having to play right back and things like that. I hope he gets another year contract as well. Geezer's phenomenal.
Yeah. He's a good player, man.
Yeah,
so good.
underappreciated as well.
He's bringing the party, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, him in the midfield. When he's in the midfield, you know, it's going to be a better day than when he's right. But he's done a job at right back. You can't knock him there. It's just he leaves a hole in the middle. Then you know,
because you then put Jorginho in.
And
it's like it's good.
But the legs are different.
The legs are completely different to Partey's.
Yeah, Partey's just like just makes things look easy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think if you ship Jorginho on the end of the year, like if he's done it, like he's done his job. If he wants to, like, and then you bring in the Zubamendi, aren't they? To get Zubamendi, that's a
big.
And then you got Partey doing you can slip in games off, weeks off. There's a rest period there. Obviously, we've still got Mourinho. He still ain't. I don't think he's hit the ground running yet, but I think he's still got more to prove as well. And then striker like Saka coming back is going to be massive.
Yeah,
something else, that boy.
Yeah, but then you got Waneri, Lewis Skelly, crazy talented, and I love that celebration. You know, everyone giving him he's an 18-year-old kid. I told who the are you? Yeah. This is who I am. I hold that. You know, like, and you know what? Fair play to him. What to do that?
Yeah.
And you know what? Just shows a bit of character. Everyone's like too many robots and whatever. You know, this is who I am. I enjoy the game. I'm having a laugh. Hold that. Fantastic. Waneri. Yeah, it looks looking bright over there.
Skelly gonna go England?
Yeah. We need a left back.
Yeah.
It's like it come at a perfect time.
He's a midfielder.
Yeah, I know, but that just shows you again, and that it's like to be able to play in a position that's not like Saka did.
Yeah.
And do it so well. Saka done the same thing, and then when you get your chance in your actual position, me. Like, what's he gonna do then? You know?
Yeah.
Imagine him and Rice in the midfield.
Yeah.
God, that's so many.
And that's the sad thing about Maitland-Niles, because at right back he was doing a job.
Yeah.
Didn't want to play there, and you know, it could have been the same kind of situation as Skelly, but he didn't want to play there, and I get that. You know, if you're not happy where you want to, but talent, crazy talent.
Hell end.
Well, is Arteta gonna win the Premier League? I'll fire it both for you.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Do you
I'll tell you what, yeah, see, I know, you know, but take Salah and Van Dijk out of the Liverpool team, they're nowhere near what they, like, look at them the weekend. I know that's it's a fluke game and whatever, this, that, the other, but you can't knock, you know, like, they've had the cleanest run of injuries this year.
Yeah.
Everyone else has been decimated. But take Salah and Van Dijk or Konate out of that team, they're a whole different setup, you know, and if they stay fit, then obviously it's a harder task, you know, but they've got a big run of games. They've got Everton in the week. That game the weekend's obviously going to play in the back of the head. Yeah. It's like, you know, they've got off lightly in the media with that. If that would have been Arsenal, West Ham, Tottenham, field day.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
Everywhere would have been like, oh, knocked out by wheels are falling off, all this. Nothing's been said.
Especially Arsenal. I think Arsenal get a lot on their plate when it comes, even as a West Ham fan looking in. I have a lot of friends that are Arsenal fans, and the Arsenal fans that we've had in this room as well talking about Arsenal have always seemed level-headed and like, you know, they know their and it's things that we touched on earlier, or you touched on, like we've said it a number of times about Arsenal Fan TV or whatever. For me, that's what brands Arsenal with being entitled. Yeah. And it's
a shame
funny
because we're not like that, you know, like
not at all.
And it is you know, if the referees this year, like there was a point where I was like, if we get another red card, I can't go. I'm gonna, like, because it's my head's gone, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like if there's continuity and there's consistency across the league, and then you get cool, but it seems to be us.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that is that, like, God, the entitlement, but it ain't, no. When you actually think, you look back, you think, God, look at that. And you go all the way back to, like, the Champions League final against Barca, or, like, the 49th game.
Yeah, against
the 50th game against Man United, and you got the referee running off cheering because it's like, come on, like, you're having a laugh here, yeah, like, you know.
Yeah.
But you accept it as the game. And but yeah, when some of the online fans, they take it to another place, and then you think, F me. You said that for real, like, you know, but you know what pays the bills, I suppose.
It's true. I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, definitely. Right, we're coming to the end now. Listen, Rooney, Risky Roadz.
Thank you, mate.
Listen, man, thanks for coming on.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, mate, like, it's so nice to finally meet you properly.
Yeah, I know. It's been many years of conversating through Instagram.
Weird, isn't it? Yeah. And I was always scared of, like, showing people who I was the real side of me, because it was always a thing. I wore a mask as the Gimp General, and then no one knew that I was, like, a musician or whatever. And now I just think, do you know what? I'm getting a grey beard now. I think, fuck it. Whatever, just go for it. And it's so lovely to talk to you. Such a lovely fella. I can see us, I don't know, doing stuff.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely. I'm up the road. Like, I'm local.
Yeah,
so, you know, like, this ain't like, well, I'll get you round for a barbecue in the summer.
Yes, let's do it. I want some of that cooking, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chinese food.
That's it.
Last question, though.
Go on, mate.
For anyone in your field, any videographers, anybody that wants to start getting a part of a scene, or, you know, just wanting to capture content, what advice would you give to them? Just do it, and don't take no for an answer. You know, loads of times over the years, you can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, and we've seen it all that you can, you know, and don't give up. It's hard, you know, like even now, you know, like I've done a lot, not where I want to be, and you have to keep going. You know, as much as there's times, and it's easier to say, I've had enough. Yeah. But you can't. You have to keep going. And I think that is it. You know, just do it and go with where you need to go. Don't be scared to reinvent yourself along the way either. You know? You know, try one thing, you've enjoyed it, you learnt it. That's times that you've exceeded that time, you go and do something else. I've done so many different things along the way, like yourself. Drawing, music, you know. Podcast. You know. But it takes a lot of balls to have to you know, reinvent yourself and just do what you want to do. Yeah. You know, like, who's to say, like, you know, the thing that you least care about the most is the one that takes you to where you need to be. Yeah. But you can't do that until you've done the other things. Do you know what I love about this is that we just meet people that we respect and, like, who we've enjoyed their journey, whatever it is, whatever they may be. Yeah. Like I say, whether you're a singer, whether you're a rapper, whether you're, you know, comedian, whatever. like, this is the winning point for me. Like, we sit here and we get to do this, and we work hard at it. But like, you touched on something, like, you know, don't give up. Like, it's hard. Like, I don't think us in this room could ever stop doing it. You're always in it. You can't stop doing it. If you stop doing it, you lose the big part of you, don't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And once that's what you're here for.
Exactly.
You know, you end up becoming another cog in a wheel of everyday life, you know, and as much as you have to do that as well sometimes, you know, like, to have that little alter ego is nice.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you heard it. Listen, that is Risky Roadz.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, mate, thanks for coming down to the pub. Yeah, that's the champ and contender over and out. The bar
is now shut.
Is now closed.
And I need to big up my granddad as well, because he used to call me champ when I was growing up. So God bless him.
There you go. God bless your granddad, mate. All the best.
All the best.
Cheers. Nice one, boys.
Nice one. Quality, man.
That was fucking wicked.
That was class.